Hi everyone! Today I'm sharing with you some quick and easy DIY projects to organize your kitchen. And all of these will work even if you're renting. This video is sponsored by Squarespace, an all-in-one platform to make beautiful websites. When I'm organizing a kitchen, especially a small kitchen, I find it makes it a lot more functional to have everything within easy reach, like your knives. Now, one way to do this is to store them on the wall using a magnetic knife rack. Another option is this narrow knife rack designed to rest on the countertop. It also happens to be a fun and easy project to make. You'll need a piece of wood that's slightly longer than your longest knife and wide enough to leave about an inch in between the knives. I used scrap wood to make my knife rack, so I had to glue two pieces of wood together to make it long enough. To make the dividers in between the knives, you can use pieces of screen molding, or another option is to use iron-on wood edging. This you can cut with scissors, and all you need is an iron to glue it on. I recommend using a speed square to make sure that the strips are straight before ironing them on. Then it's just a matter of building up the layers so that you have enough depth for the knife blades to go in, which is about 5 layers. Next is gluing 3 pieces of lattice molding. Painter's tape is more than enough to hold down the wood while the glue dries. Adding wood edging to the sides is the last finishing touch. Removable 3M command strips is all you need to secure the knife rack to the wall because it rests on the countertop. I love that you can customize this knife rack for the knives that you use every day and that it barely takes up any counter space. Spices are another thing that you can store on walls, with magnetic racks being one option, and it's actually easy to make your own with pizza pans or even cookie sheets. You can also recycle advertising magnets to make your own magnetic spice containers. You'll just need some glue or double-sided tape to stick the magnet to the back of the containers. Works like a charm. Another great option to store spices is to make an extra narrow shelf in your cabinets. For this shelf, I used a 1x3 pine board that I cut with a miter box and saw. I made 3 supports 5.5 inches long and 1 shelf that's the length of the cabinet. I used removable double-sided tape to attach the supports to the sides of the cabinets instead of using screws. This will make it easily removable when I move out. This shelf is perfect to maximize the use of vertical space and to see everything that you have. You can also use a tension rod to create a shelf, and it works great for those smaller containers. Tension rods can also be useful to keep items off the counter above the sink. I did this above my sink in my kitchen, and I love having my container for my sponge and everything else off the counter. Sometimes the tension rod tends to slip, so to prevent that from happening, I made a stopper with a strip of wood that I attached to the cabinet with removable double-sided tape. Another project I did in my kitchen is this simple box that acts as a shelf. This is a great beginner project, and you can have the pine boards cut at the hardware store to make this project even easier. And the corner clamps aren't necessary, but they do help to hold the boards at 90 degrees while drilling the pilot holes and putting in the screws. Then it's just a matter of filling in the screw holes with wood filler, sanding everything down, and then staining or painting. It adds extra shelf space without having to drill any holes, and you can get even more use out of it by adding a hook on the side. I made this one by drilling a hole at 45 degrees in a square wood dowel and using a round dowel to make the hook. Then I attached it to the side of the box with screws. I think it's the perfect spot for bananas. Another easy way to add counter space is a kitchen cart on wheels. They're really affordable to buy new, or you can get a used one and give it some upgrades like I did here by adding a spice rack on the side or even making a larger, more colorful top. I'll have a link to this cart project in the video description below. The last idea I'll leave you with is open shelving, which you can easily do by simply removing doors. It's a simple way of making things easily accessible, which is great for things like dishes and glasses that you use every day. I hope you've enjoyed these ideas for your kitchen, and I want to say a special thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. As some of you may know, I'm redoing my website using Squarespace, and I have to say it's been so much easier to use their template than starting from scratch like I did the first time around. Another thing that's great about Squarespace is that you can set up your own custom domain name in just minutes. So everything that you need to make a beautiful website, whether you're a store owner or you're opening a restaurant, is right there on their all-in-one platform. So if you want to start your free trial and get 10% off, go to squarespace.com/engineeryourspace. You can see more renter-friendly ideas to upgrade your kitchen in these videos here. And if you want to see what I'm up to day to day, follow me on Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Thanks for watching and see you next time.